Hello Pokemon trainers, welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Battle Stadium Singles video here on iStar League TV. This is part of my Road to Master series where I try to climb the online ranked Battle Stadium Singles ladder. Today we have a brand new team, as we tend to do, and this team here, let's just kind of go through it really quickly. We have the team code up there if you want to try it yourself. I built this team kind of focused on Sceptile. That is Sceptile right there. Now Sceptile, I really like it because it's a cool Pokemon, first of all, but also it is one of only 3 Pokemon in the entire game that get the new move called Shedtail. So Shedtail is a move where it basically sets up a substitute based on your HP, and then it automatically passes to a Pokemon of your choice. So you basically get to pass a substitute for free, and the rest of the Pokemon on this team are kind of Pokemon that are strong behind a substitute. Such as, for example, Mimikyu, Dragonite, Ursaluna. These Pokemon are Pokemon that are pretty tanky, or they have like good resistances and stuff like that, so we can pass a sub to them and maybe set up or just do a lot of damage. So I thought that would be really cool to try out. As far as the rest of the moves on Sceptile, we have Fling with a Light Ball just to get some status on the enemy, which can obviously help. If we paralyze the enemy and then Shedtail to one of our threats, the fact that the enemy's paralyzed can really help us. And then Leech Seed is there just because it's a good move, and then finally Energy Ball. As far as Shedtail goes, I think every single Pokemon that has Shedtail, which are Sceptile, Orthworm, and Cyclizar, they all have the same HP stat, which I believe is base 70. So you don't have any Pokemon that know Shedtail that have like more HP, because the substitute that you pass is based off of your HP. So we have max HP and max speed for the Sceptile. Sceptile also has base 120 speed, which is really fast, but Cyclizar also has base 120 speed, so it's kind of like, I think Sceptile's better than Cyclizar for Shedtailing because it's got like Leech Seed and Fling and even Energy Ball. Orthworm is a good Pokemon to Shedtail as well because it's slow, so you can like maybe tank a hit and then Shedtail to something else, so that's pretty useful, but we'll see how it goes with Sceptile. The rest of the Pokemon, like I said, pretty self-explanatory. I've used pretty much all of these in some capacity. I think the one Pokemon there that we'll talk about at the bottom right there, Grimmsnarl, is a Pokemon that I haven't really used in this capacity. Usually when people use Grimmsnarl, they use it as a screen setter, but this time around I'm using actually Bulk Up with a few moves. So the goal with that is to, have that priority Bulk Up thanks to Prankster, set up some bulk ups, and then hopefully do a lot of damage to the enemy. So let's try the games out. I'm kind of nervous, but we'll see how it goes. Game number 1, my opponent's team is actually really interesting. They've got Krookodile, Samurott, and Quaquaval, which are all Pokemon that are not very common. A couple Dark types and a couple Water types there. Garganacl's pretty annoying. I really don't like Garganacl, but I think Ursaluna is pretty good against Garg. Ursaluna is really solid here in general, though I gotta be careful with those Water types. And then Ursaluna, we are gonna try the Sceptile game plan just to kind of see how it does, and then like I said, I do like Ursaluna here. Finally, it might just be Arch in the back, because Garg, like I said, is really annoying. Garg is just so tanky, that's the big problem. My Mimikyu does have Drain Punch. Let's see what Arch has again. I think it's my pretty standard Archaludon set, which is Power Herb with like Electro Shot. Yeah, Body Press. Maybe I just bring that. Oh, it is a Modest Nature. If I bring that, let's see. Is Krookodile a problem? Goldango can be honestly kind of annoying too if I go that way. We have would I ever bring Grimmsnarl? Is Grimmsnarl any good against Garg? Salt Cure is very annoying. Honestly, let's try Grimmsnarl. It's also something kind of different. And I think it has an okay matchup against my opponent's whole team. Like, Mimikyu's solid as well, but they have Baxcalibur, which could use Icicle Spear. And that just kind of nullifies Mimikyu's ability completely. So we'll kind of see how this goes. And I do have a couple new looks here. I did make a new trainer card. I was going to try to get what I hoped would be a creepy looking picture of the Abomasnow. It is Halloween season now, but I just got that picture where he's like, it looks like he's like talking to kids. I know that sounds weird. He's like teaching kids or like telling them a story or something. I thought that seemed kind of cool. And then I have a new outfit. I've got some new drip. Let's see, what are we doing here? I could just Shed Tail right off the bat. I feel like they're gonna go Ceaseless Edge and set up those spikes. If that's the case... I mean, I have E-Ball. I'm just gonna click E-Ball and just kind of see what happens. I know it's not really going with our game plan, but... And we don't have any special attack investment, but that still does massive damage. That's nice. Yeah, they do go Ceaseless Edge. I kind of expected that to be the case. I'm just gonna do it again. Because if they stay in, they're dead. If they switch, we can just Shed Tail. I could have also expected the Ceaseless Edge, which obviously I did. And then I could have gone Shed Tail right into Grimmsnarl, who 4 times resists Ceaseless Edge. So basically I would Baton Pass into Grimmsnarl behind a sub, and then I could just go for a bulk up after that, and then that puts me in a pretty good position with Grimmsnarl, but obviously I didn't go that route. Now they go Quaquaval, who I believe is slower than me. They also typically have Moxie, so I could Shed Tail here, but both of my Pokemon don't love going up against Quaquaval. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm either going to Fling or just Energy Ball again. I'm just going to Fling, actually, because I feel like now that they know I'm going... Oh, I was going to say, now that they know I'm going E-Ball, they might just Terrastalize, but obviously that doesn't happen. But we still get the Paralysis on them, which is nice. Hopefully they don't have Lumberry. Because Quaquaval, I think what it mainly tries to do... Nice, nice, we get the full Paralysis. Is it will... let's go E-Ball again. It has its exclusive move, which is Aqua Step, which is a pretty strong Water-type move that always boosts its speed. And then Quaquaval's ability, wow, I don't know why they didn't Terra, but anyways, its ability is Moxie. So basically, if they get a knockout with Aqua Step, then they get a +1 attack boost and a +1 speed boost. So they basically get a free proactive Dragon Dance. But they go into Crocodile here. If they're Scarfed, I feel like I win this game, and if they're not Scarfed, I think I'm also in a pretty good position. I'm just going to Energy Ball again. My Sceptile has been putting in so much work. It's not even doing its game plan. Now, that's another thing with this Sceptile set is, you know, the main game plan that we want to go for is Shed Tail into something else. But there are times where you don't do that. And I know that sometimes like Leech Seed and Fling kind of work against that, because if you Leech Seed or if you Fling, you obviously want to be like staying in. So there are situations where you want to go for another move, but if you do that, that means you can't Shed Tail. And of course, Shed Tail's like Substitute, where it takes a quarter of your health. So if you are too low on health, you actually cannot go for Shed Tail anymore. So that's something that you definitely want to keep in mind. I feel like I'm in a pretty good position here, given that we have, I mean, well, Grimmsnarl's not actually in a good position here against Crocodile. But Ursaluna is. So let's go into Ursaluna. Now that they've Terrastalized, we kind of, all their cards are on the table. We know that any move we go for, Earth Power is going to be super effective. The question is, do they have a fighting type move? But honestly, whether they do or not, it's not going to change the damage. I guess what I could do, let's see, Earth Power is going to be with super effective and I mean, that's going to be massive damage. That's going to be what? Is that 270 damage? Am I doing that right? And Blood Moon will be what? I think Terra Blood Moon is a little bit more damage than Earth Power. I think, if I'm doing my math correctly. I always forget, is Terrastalizing a 50% boost to moves of that type? I think it is. In which case, I believe Blood Moon is going to do more damage. I'm not that great at math, and I don't do math that often, especially when it comes to battles. I just kind of click buttons. They knock off, which doesn't matter at all because I have Assault Vest, and they are not a special attacker, so that just doesn't do anything to me. This either kills them. I'm pretty sure this kills them, but if it does not kill them... Oh, wow, they take that really well. Never mind. And I cannot Blood Moon again, obviously, so I'm just going to Earth Power now. I was going to say, if Blood Moon does not kill them, then it'll take them low enough so that Vacuum Wave probably kills them, but unfortunately, that's not the case. And yeah, okay, that's fine. I think my opponent's team was, you know, I really liked my opponent's team. I really appreciate it. I mean, I love Crocodile. It's an awesome Pokemon. Obviously, Quaquaval is also really cool, and I think they're both good. I think, you know, you don't see Crocodile or Quaquaval very often at all, but I actually think there are cases where they can be pretty solid in the meta. But yeah, I mean, my opponent had Terra Poison Croak. That's kind of interesting. And then they never terastallized their water types against my grass type. Once again, my Sceptile has 0 special attack EV, so it was just doing a lot of damage just based off, I don't know, luck? Not luck, skill. Anyways, that's game number 1. Really interesting start to the game, and we at least got to see Sceptile do some work, so let's go to game 2. Lately, I've really been enjoying the Kirin music, the Kirin theme songs from the music, the background music. I feel like when I played through a lot of the game, especially the later parts of the game, I probably listened, maybe I was doing other things while I was playing, or I had the volume off, but I didn't really get to appreciate the music, and there's a lot of tracks that are really good. Pokemon in general has had some real bangers in their catalog in the past several games. Anyway, this team is pretty scary. I want to lead Sceptile, but I also feel like they might lead with Sneasler, which I really don't like. I don't have a great matchup against Sneasler. I could go Arch, but I don't like that either because they have close combat. We have Dragonite for Sneasler. Maybe I'll lead... This is tanky Dragonite, which is not great against, like, Volk or Gliscor. They also might just lead Grimmsnarl. Man, oh, that Volcarona is just the thing that I'm most worried about. I'm running out of time. I don't love my Sneasler matchup. Yikes. Oh, I actually don't like Mimikyu. Oh no, I ran out of time. That always happens. I'm really bad at that, but let's see what happens. I think it's gonna... I didn't click done. I don't know if it registers the 3 Pokemon that I clicked, or if it's just gonna by default choose the first 3 Pokemon, which, I mean, the first 3 Pokemon are good, but I really wanted to lead with Sceptile. I think Sceptile's like good against certain Pokemon on my opponent's team, but my opponent has some really good leads. They actually lead a Alomomola. It's a pretty smart one. Oh, it did actually save them, which is good and bad. The bad thing is I don't like these 3 together. I feel like I was going to cut Mimikyu, but they lead a Alomomola. I think this lets me just fire off an Energy Ball right off the bat. You know, Alomomola is an interesting one where it's super, super tanky, and it's got some interesting moves like Flip Turn and Scald. The main goal with Alomomola is to kind of scout, but I feel like it just doesn't do enough damage. Like, I feel like that ends up making it, like, not good enough because you're just not doing any damage with it. Obviously, the goal is not to do damage with it, but I don't know, it just feels like it doesn't do enough when I play it. And when I play against it. They go into Grimmsnarl, and we get that Energy Ball. Looks like they have leftovers. I could Fling. I kind of want to... That Energy Ball did a decent amount. I think I'm going to start with Leech Seed here, because I expect... Oh, they have Fake Out. Interesting. I wasn't expecting this, in all honesty. That's kind of interesting to have Fake Out and leftovers on Grimmsnarl. That's really weird. Maybe they don't have screens. I mean, typically when you see Grimmsnarl, it's Light Screen and Reflect. They could have Parting Shot. They could have Bulk Up, or... I don't think it gets Swords Dance. Maybe they're just offensive. We know about Alomomola. I'm really not afraid of Alomomola. And honestly, if I can say, well, they do go Parting Shot. Okay, that's fine by me because we're about to Leech Seed whatever comes in, and then we go for Shed Tail. So if they just go Alomomola here, I think we can just Shed Tail right into, like, Dragonite. Maybe start setting up. My biggest fear is if Gliscor is their last Pokemon. Honestly, if Gliscor is their last... Oh, it's Volk. Okay. I am actually really okay with this, too. We're going to Leech Seed them. And then I think I want to Fling to paralyze them. I feel like they're going to Quiver Dance. And if we can paralyze them, that puts us in a pretty good position. The question is, I'm wondering whether I should Terrastallize Sceptile right now, because if they go Fiery Dance or, like, Bug Buzz... We're probably dead, but I think it's more valuable to Fling. Okay, I'm gonna Terra here. This might look weird. Again, I think it's really important to Fling the Volcarona because if we can paralyze it, then it kind of shuts it down in a way. It kind of just makes it less of a threat. And then I'm terastallizing here just because I really don't want to lose Sceptile. Given that my opponent has Alomomola, I kind of feel like I kind of need Sceptile to win this game. Because if Sceptile dies and then my last 2 Pokemon are my physical attackers against Alomomola, it's possible they could like stall me out if everything goes their way. Oh, they overheat. That's actually great. Ooh, but never mind. I actually don't take that well at all. Now the question is, do I have enough for a sub now? I might not. I might have to just hard switch here. Is there ever a world where I Leech Seed predicting a switch? Or do I just hard switch? I'm gonna Leech Seed. I'm just gonna play recklessly. Okay. I mean, I could see from my opponent's perspective how that was pretty annoying, but I'm surprised. I did not feel like I was guaranteed to win that. I mean, I did feel like I was in a pretty good position, but I still felt like I needed to outmaneuver my opponent. Maybe my opponent just didn't want to maneuver. Their Grimmsnarl had Fake Out, Parting Shot, probably Spirit Break. I don't know what their last move would be, but that was an interesting one. And like I said, I think it was a mistake for me to bring both Mimikyu and Dragonite. I think I wanted a good special attacker there. That would have helped me against Alomomola, although I think they typically run Assault Vest, so never mind. Either way, interesting game. Let's go to the next. Here is our third game. Okay, as far as Sceptile goes, my opponent's team is actually not super scary against Sceptile, so I actually do want to lead with it. They do have a couple of Intimidators, though, as well as Gengar. Gengar is another Pokemon where when I play against it, I feel like I feel like it's hard to beat sometimes because they usually have Sash, and I feel like they typically have Destiny Bond as well. So that is something I don't enjoy. But we're bringing Sceptile. I feel like they're probably going to lead with either Kleavor, maybe Gengar. Those are probably the most common leads. And Sceptile's definitely good against Kleavor as far as Sceptile's as far as Gengar is concerned. I will probably just have to hard switch. Maybe I fling it, but either way, a lot of Intimidators means that I like my special attackers. My opponent's team is also very physical, so Arch could be pretty strong here. If I bring Arch, though, there's a good likelihood I'm going to be terastallizing it. And then Luna... Luna also looks pretty strong. Although that Assault Vest isn't really doing much. Actually, maybe I just bring Dragonite here. I think that's a decent setup. I mean, again, they have so many physical attackers. Of course, they have Intimidators, but if I can somehow get Dragonite behind a sub, then that doesn't matter. And then I have Rocky Helmet for their physical attackers, so we'll see how this plays out. They lead Kleavor, unsurprisingly. Now, Energy Ball... I mean, if they go for a Bug-type move, we are just kind of dead here, but I kind of expect them to just... what's it called? Stone Axe. In which case, I honestly just want to start with the Shed Tail. I mean, this is the main game plan with the Sceptile, and I haven't even done it yet, so let's show it off. Let's finally show it off. Oh yeah, Shed Tail cuts half of your health. That's right, that's right. I forgot about that. For some reason, because Substitute, I believe, takes a quarter of your health. I think. And maybe I'm misremembering that, but maybe that's why I was expecting... Like, I kept thinking, like, it takes a quarter of your health, but no, it takes half. Anyways, we go into Arch behind a sub. If they Stone Axe, we're in a really good position, yeah. Unfortunately, they hit... I mean, Stone Axe does have a chance to miss, though it is really low. But we resist this, and we get a defense boost, and we are still behind a sub. Did we not get a stamina boost? Does it have to make contact? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well, I guess we didn't get a stamina boost. I was expecting to. I'm just going to Electro Shot. Let's just kind of go for it. Let's just kind of go all the way. You know, Flash Cannon would be super effective. Actually, maybe I should have gone Flash. But when I personally play Kleavor, I run it with a Focus Sash. So I don't know how common that is. I feel like it's decently common. So, you know, if they have Focus Sash, it kind of doesn't matter whether we go for Flash Cannon or Electro Shot here. I mean, this might just kill them anyway. It does. Oh, that's so good. That's insane. So now we're behind a sub and we're at +1 special attack. And if they go into something like with a strong ground type move or something, or fighting type move, we can just terastallize. I mean, see, this is why I like this team setup, because a Pokemon like Archaludon, if you can get it behind a sub, there are situations like this one where you're just like so far ahead, like it's really hard for the opponent to break through. So now we're just gonna Terra and just keep going. Dragon Pulse does more damage, but Flash Cannon has a chance to lower that special defense. Honestly, it's not that big of a difference unless they're gonna go like Terra Water or something like that. I'm just gonna go Flash Cannon. It's possible they don't go Terra Water, just in case they're worried I'm gonna Electro Shot again or something like that, which obviously I won't. But yeah, we go Terra Fairy. If they go for a fighting type move, which is pretty likely, then we're in a good spot. If they go Bulk Up, that is pretty scary. Conkeldurr is another Pokemon that's like really strong. I think it's just kind of outclassed by some other Pokemon, but once again, we keep the sub intact. Oh, no, we don't. Oh, I was expecting it to stay. That's fine, though, because we're still faster than them, and if this does a lot of damage, of course it does. Yeah, it does so much damage. And now, once again, we are faster than them, and we are a Fairy type, so another Mach Punch is not going to kill us. Oh, God. Wow, this team is just wiping the floor, man. All right, so that is the video with the new team. This team did really well in the video. You know, I had a lot of really nice games with it, and it was a lot of fun as well. Like, the Sceptile game plan actually looked really good, and I think I could work on the team a little bit more. Maybe I just go for a more offensive Dragonite rather than just fully tanky. So in the future, I'll probably try to do that. But yeah, if you want to try it out, there's the team code for you. It's a lot of fun, and, you know, Sceptile is really good as well. So thank you very much for watching, and please leave a like. Please subscribe for more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet videos. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time.